in the zombie apocalypse, like, you're not going to be able to survive off of the pallet of ketchup you found. It could give you a little bit of energy to go find, like, food that would.
Correct. But I still feel like when you're down to eating the crickets and the roaches, the ketchup is going to make that way better in the zombie apocalypse
But you're still
situation.
putting it on your roach to eat.
I
You're
know,
not...
but it's still food.
Okay, if you were in a zombie apocalypse...
Raising a well-behaved child in this world requires strict discipline and punishment. Today, we will look...
No, we will not.
Hello, and welcome to Childproof. I'm Gwenna Lakeland.
And I'm Tori Phantom. Today, we're actually doing a child-proofed episode.
No, for real this time. We aren't talking directly about parenting.
Nope. We're talking about dying.
We did that last week.
Well, we're talking about hills worth dying on.
Basically, these are just random thoughts that we have incredibly strong feelings about. Sometimes for no good reason. There's no reason to feel this strongly about some of these hills that we are willing to die on.
Yeah, we have so many hills you could call us mountainous. Let's start the timer.
Listen, as a flatlander, I don't understand. Actually, here's a hill. Oklahoma is not the same as Kansas and Nebraska. We're not flat. We are very hilly through a good chunk of the state.
Yeah, that's you had to quantify it.
Now, to be fair, the northwestern quadrant of our state is very, very flat. That's part of why it was so dust bowl-y there in the 30s.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Oklahoma is not a flat state. We are
just
very, very
part of it.
hilly. Most of it is very, very hilly. Okay.
Yeah.
Here is a hill that is obscure.
Okay.
Here is a hill. I need you up front. None of these hills matter. None of these are important opinions. So if you want to say that we are wrong, okay.
Please do. We want to hear the hills that you're willing to die on as well.
Especially if they are completely opposite of our hills.
Yes. So to be clear about the hills we're dying on here, they hold no stakes. We just feel really strongly about them. These are the things that you get in heated arguments about with your friends.
Yeah. These are the kind of hills that she came down in a bubble, Doug. These hills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So keep in mind, if we diverge into debates, we actually like each other. It's just,
well, you admitted that to the internet.
We do. Okay. So my first hill that I am willing to die on. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All colors are their own flavors. Like, yes, we get orange. Orange is a color, and orange is also like a whole fruit that is also orange and tastes of orange. Mm-hmm. But blue is a flavor, and not just cotton candy or blue raspberry, even though those flavors are blue. Blue is its own flavor. See here, Airheads, those juice barrel juices that we get at the gas station sometimes, the bug juices, Nerds candy, the blue ones just taste blue. The purple ones, they're not grape. They just taste like purple drink.
Yeah. And I think with purple, some things are grape flavored, but
some
a lot
things
of them
aren't grape flavored.
Yeah, no, I'm fully with you on
but
this.
Other things are just taste purple.
Yeah, blue is a flavor on its own, and like blue raspberry, like that's literally just the flavor blue because it doesn't taste like raspberry.
Right. And raspberries aren't blue.
I'm going to end up down a scroll hole of learning the history of blue raspberry as a flavor.
We'll link it on the bottom of our YouTube. So if you don't watch this on YouTube, you'll have to go to our YouTube. But there's a weird food history that goes through what the flavor of blue raspberry is.
Yeah.
So we'll link that in our YouTube show description. So yeah, all colors are their own flavors. Red can be cherry or strawberry or watermelon. Green can also be watermelon.
But I feel like, does anyone disagree with this? I need to know. Email us, childproofmail@gmail.com, because this just sounds like widely accepted. Because what flavor do you want? orange, but not the orange. Okay, let me redo that because orange is an actual flavor. Okay, what flavor do you want? Purple.
I want the purple one.
Yeah, I could have jinxed you, but then the show would be over. So
We take our jinxes seriously.
yeah, no, but you're talking to me, so that makes sense to me because, like, for me, the way that I describe things, as you know, is completely obscure. Like, I say that Benjamin Gibbard, the singer of Death Cab for Cutie, his voice is round like blueberries. I will not be elaborating. It just is. It just is. The Bayside singer, warm milk in a good way. I don't know how to explain this to you, but
Ooh. All right. Well, I do know that Tori routinely describes the shape of smells and the texture of smells.
yeah, I don't like the ones that burn behind your eyes.
The spiky ones.
Yeah.
There are spiky smells and
Yeah.
sticky smells.
This isn't even a hill I'm willing to die on. It's just how I experience the world.
I have more than once had to text Tori, hey, Tori, describe this smell for me. And they always come back with the way I would describe it or the way a normie would need to understand.
Yeah, the way I would describe it to someone who knows how my brain works or the way I would describe it to someone who doesn't know me. 'Cause
Typically both. The answer is both. Both is good.
Yeah. Then you could kind of piece it together. So would you like to know a hill that I am willing to die on?
Yes.
Rats are superior to hamsters. And if you want to get your child a first pet, and you don't want to commit to a cat or a dog because that you're going to have
several
that,
years of commitment.
That's at least 10 years of your life, at least. People always go for the hamsters because they're very cute. And I fully agree. Hamsters are very cute. And they're going to bite you.
They're going to bite you. And they, like, hamsters make it a life mission to end themselves well before their timer's actually up.
Yeah, and the thing is that I know that we're going to have folks who are like, no, like, if you know hamsters, it's different. I agree. It can be different. I've had hamsters. However, for a starter pet, especially you're talking about kids, which we're not doing in this episode, but I'm still saying this, rats, because rats this is the hill I'm really dying on with rats. They get such a bad rap, and it's because anytime you see rats in media, they're like diseased sewer rats in New York City, but it's not fair. And then people are like, they're diseased, they're gross. No, you were lied to because people tried to blame the Black Plague on rats, and it wasn't the rats, it was the fleas. And it more likely came from other rodents and or cats, but it was the fleas. It was the fleas. And rats are treated unfairly, and I get it. You might not like their tails, but their tails are important because they can't sweat.
It's not their tails that bug me. No, it's close.
Oh, you're talking about their balls.
Yeah, why are their balls like it's like a third of their body? It's just their testicles.
Yeah.
That unnerves me, and I don't want you to drag those across me. No, thank you.
You just get used to it.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's just I'll look at your rats through the video. That's enough for me. But that being said, I know that I am not a rodent person. I do not have the executive capacity to care for any member of the rodentia family because all rodents require a certain level of commitment to maintenance.
Yes, that's the thing too, is that they're considered like a starter pet. No, you're not going to have them as long, but they are high maintenance animals.
Yes.
All rodents. They deserve the care they need.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think hamsters are cute, but I would not choose to have a hamster as a pet again. And like, you can only have one hamster because they're not social. They will eat each other.
They eat each other. It's so weird.
Like rats.
No hate to the hamster lovers. We need to be clear. We love that you love hamsters.
Because rats will eat each other. Like if one of them has died, it's a, instinct because they're prey animals and they can attract predators. I haven't had to deal with that, thankfully, but the thing is, rats are such good pets because they behave like cats and dogs. They can be trained. Yeah. They're very cuddly. They're very sweet. They'll lick your face like a dog.
I think your rats are better trained than my dogs. My dogs are disrespectful.
Yeah. It's it's just they're such great pets, and that's the hill that I will die on. Is that rats are treated unfairly, and you should get rats instead of a hamster.
If you're going to start with rodents, again, you have to
Also,
be prepared.
guinea pigs
for
are great.
rodents.
Guinea pigs are so great.
I
But
did have guinea pigs.
If you're allergic to hay, don't go for the guinea pigs because they need
also,
hay.
they are nocturnal, so they will sing the song of their people.
Yeah, but they get excited when you walk into a room and they start squeaking. I want to get guinea pigs.
No,
I should get some
enough
guinea
rodents.
pigs. Is it?
Anyway, no, new hill.
But I like guinea pigs.
New hill. So kids' art supplies should 100% not smell like food.
I disagree.
No. Like, listen, okay, as a millennial, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure Gen X have them too, but as a millennial, we all grew up with those Mr. Scentsy markers.
The Mr. Sketch ones, yeah.
Mr. Sketch, yeah.
I saw those at the craft store the other day, and I almost bought them. And I was like, but they're crappy markers. So
They are crappy
I'm
markers.
not going to buy them just to sniff them, but I thought about it. I did.
No. We grew up with those, and I enjoyed them. I begged my mom for them. We were too broke, so I just had to borrow my friends. But if there is a single millennial who was at any point exposed to those Mr. Sketch markers that smelled like, if you tell me that you did not spend some portion of your life with a spot either on the little end of your nose where you got it too close, huffing the marker, or for me, several opportunities where I had an ink spot on my tongue because I licked it just to see if it tasted like it smelled, which, spoiler alert, no, it doesn't. It just tastes like alcohol.
I don't think I ever got the scent marker under your nose. And I also never licked them. So this is surprising because if one of us was going to lick a marker, I wouldn't expect it to be you. But here we are.
Definitely. Keep in mind, I was a child. This is happening in the 5, 6, 7-year-old range. Okay,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've definitely licked a Mr. Sketch marker to see
I don't
if it
know.
tasted
When I was
like.
in my 20s, I waffled homemade Play-Doh and tasted that. So I can't really judge you on that. But I don't know that I definitely don't need them to be scented, but I'm not against the scents.
I'm
Except
against the
sometimes they
scents for-
smell bad.
Well, I know they smell bad, but also, look, maybe because I'm a marker licker and I have passed those genes on to my children, but like my children will try to eat it just to see. They know the glue is inedible, but it smells like cupcakes, so we need to be extra sure that it doesn't taste like cupcakes. And no, it tastes like glue. Please stop making children's craft supplies smell like food.
You know, maybe the reason that I'm not worried about that is because my kid took a bite out of a plastic burrito. So it doesn't have to be food scent. I honestly doesn't even have to be food shaped. That was just a happenstance. So, yeah.
No, like, listen, I know that I also have the entire like internet population of teachers rising up to climb this hill with me. Please stop making kids' art supplies smell like food.
I think the issue too with the scented supplies is they never work as well.
No, they're never as good. Something about the scent.
It's like you get the gimmicky of the scent and then it's just lower quality, but you paid more for it. Yeah. So I will, maybe I'm going to start, I'm going to walk up the hill a little bit. But I will not walk up the hill for the Mr. Sketch markers themselves. Okay, like I'm going to hold space for Mr. Sketch.
That's just nostalgia. I'm willing to dismiss because it's just nostalgia. Also, they taste really bad. I need
Listen,
to know that.
I don't have many good nostalgic memories. Okay, let me have my Mr. Sketch.
Trauma dump.
Did the button work?
It did.
I didn't hear it.
It came through. I heard it.
Oh, I hit a button, so I couldn't hear it. We've been having a little behind the scenes here. We've been having a lot of technical difficulties recently, and the difficulty is me. I'm having difficulties with tech.
It's me. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm the problem.
I hardly know how to use my phone.
We're going to get copyrighted just because I sang that little section of song. Okay. So that's my hill is kids craft supplies. I really don't care if you make regular things smell like whatever you want. Perfume.
I do.
I'm not bothered by perfume.
I'm bothered.
I know. That's not a hill I'm on. I will leave that hill for other people. But kids' craft supplies specifically should not feel like food. Okay,
Us,
next.
Childproofed, our last 2 hills about things to do with kids. We're so
Listen.
good at this. Okay, my next hill is not
Definitely
having
that has
anything
nothing
to do with kids. Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Professional wrestling is theater. It's
100%
just theater.
agreed.
It's just theater, and because they have costuming,
Yes.
they have their whole intro. There's acting.
Yes.
There's acrobatics.
Uh-huh.
It's predetermined.
It's
It is theater.
choreographed.
It's choreographed. Like, I watch professional wrestling sometimes. Okay, it's theater. It's still theater, and I love that it gives a wider range of people access to theater. Because I'm sorry, Joe Hendry, you don't follow professional wrestling, so you have no idea who that is. But there are people who listen to us some folks are going to be totally lost here, but to our professional wrestling watchers, Joe Hendry at WrestleMania, are you kidding me? That was pure theater, 10 out of 10. That was great. It was great.
I have to blink. My hill on this one is very closely related. I have no horse in the race on professional wrestling. I think I've watched professional wrestling one time. It was against my will, and I did not enjoy it very much because the only reason I didn't enjoy it, I have no moral judgment on what they're doing or how they're doing it, but I am so squidged out by the chances of limbs going in directions that limbs are not supposed to go. And I know it's choreographed, and I know that they are in fact athletes. I won't take that away from them by calling it theater, but in any sport, the chance of injury is so incredibly real, and it's higher in professional wrestling. So I'm like, no, I think I'm going to skip it, because if his arm goes whoop, nope, I'm out. I'm squidged for the rest of the day.
No, that's fair. I want to be clear. I am not taking away from the athleticism by calling it theater. I love theater, so that's actually a compliment.
Yes.
No, I love it because, like theater, you have to suspend your belief in reality to get into the story.
Yeah.
But also, it's so fun to know like the camera tricks they use to make it look so much more intense with their quick zooms and stuff.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy it.
No, my hill is, I'm a next door neighbor to your hill. We share population, I think, but having a favorite team and showing up to games with your cheesehead hat and your green face paint and your, socks with capes that have a big G and a P on them. I love that. Keep doing that. You are a sports cosplayer. That's what you are doing.
Oh, yeah.
Sports fandoms are the same thing as fandom cosplays.
Yeah. So it's really funny you said that, because I had this thought yesterday. I'm going to derail a little bit. This isn't a hill. This is a curiosity. Because as you know, I'm a sports mom now. This is my second year as a sports mom. Because of who I am as a person, I'm now the dugout mom. I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. Let me commit to more things.
Dugout mom is making sure helmets are on safe places, bats are in hands, human beings are cycling through the dugout as
I need you to know that I offered to be the dugout mom, and then before the game, I Googled to make sure I understood what I was doing as a dugout mom. I literally Googled. The search term was, what's a dugout mom? Like, I just wanted to be sure. I thought that's what I was going to be doing.
I'm not a sports mom, but I knew that.
Yeah, that's how disconnected I am. So this brings me to my point. My curiosity. I was thinking about this on the way to the softball game the other night. How do people pick a favorite team? Is it city based? Like, I think sometimes it is, but sometimes people have a favorite team that has nothing to do with where they are or where they've been. And I was like thinking about, if I were to start watching sports, who would I know who to root for? Because how do you pick a favorite team? Is it just random? Is it just someone else likes that team, so you're like, I'm joining you? Like, I'm being so serious. I need everyone to know I am not even being a little sarcastic. I ended up in a thought spiral about
our entire
how this
email
happens.
is going to be just how people picked their favorite sports teams.
That's fine. I'll be able to run some statistics. I'll make a list just for myself. I like making lists.
I will say that I have spent time rooting for various sports ball or sport type events. Like, I'm a big F1 fan. And I haven't always been an F1 fan. This has been a fairly new development. There's a lot of reasons I like watching the sport. Some of them are very nerdy. Some of them are very social. I enjoy learning about the lives of the drivers and how they learn to drive cars 200 miles an hour around weirdly shaped tracks. Do
they do more than left turns in F?
They do. They do left and
F5?
right turns. And they go
F1?
straight and real fast. F1.
What number? Okay, I was going to say, what number is the F?
F1.
Thank
There's
you.
an F2 and an F3, but I watch F1. I don't really track F2.
Okay. All right.
There's also a Formula E and a Formula Academy, which is all girls. But anyway, so I think there's a bunch of different ways that you get a favorite sports team. Sometimes it is going to be regional. You live in the region
Oh,
of...
yeah. I live in Kentucky. And,
Yes.
And anyone who is in Kentucky knows that you're either Kentucky or Louisville, which when I first moved here I was very confused because Louisville is in Kentucky. No, because it's U of L and then it's the University of Kentucky. It's UK.
Yeah.
And they are arch rivals in the basketball, and everyone takes it very seriously
Very
here.
seriously.
And so I know that I have to be able to say which one because I will get asked about it randomly. Yeah.
In the college
I've never
area,
watched a single sport, but I know to say Big Blue Nation. I know to say that.
I'm required to say Boomer Sooner because I live in OU Texas rivalry territory,
Yeah.
and I live on the Oklahoma side of the Red River, so I have Boomer Sooner. Probably.
Yeah, here, if you bring up Duke, anyone who follows sports gets really offended because of something that happened in like 96, maybe.
Yeah, we're not allowed to like speak positively of Texas. So anyway, I am ambivalent to Texas. Like, yay, Texas, aw, Texas. There are reasons to love and hate pretty much all 50 states in the union. So sports teams are not. But my hill is that sports fandoms are no different than cosplayers.
Yes.
And if you get to walk around in your Green Bay Packers shirt or your New York Yankees shirt or your LA Rams shirt, then I get to walk around in my Twilight shirt and you don't get to cock an eyebrow at me. Meh.
I agree with this, Hill. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's a good one.
Okay. So this one is slightly related to my children, but actually my children do not live on this hill with me. Raisins are just dead grapes and not food. We should not be. Once the grapes die, there are lots of foods that are fine to eat if they have been fermented, if they have reached a certain level of...
How do you feel about
past
other
ripeness.
dried fruits?
I'm not a huge fan of them, but I don't find them offensive. Like,
So you're
craisins,
offended by... I love craisins.
I am offended by raisins.
Okay.
No.
Like, I don't eat raisins typically. Like, I'm not going to eat the oatmeal raisin cookie. I'll go cookieless first.
Yeah.
But I'm
No
not
food.
offended by
And I say this, I mean what I say. And it does not matter what you come at me with. No food is made better by a raisin. And I include all of Moroccan food and a good chunk of Indian food, which often includes raisins or currants.
You just really don't like raisins.
I really don't like raisins.
Okay.
Again, this is a hill. Keep in mind, every time we're saying a hill, I am in no way taking away from your ability to love raisins.
And you're not passing judgment.
I'm not passing judgment
on
that you
cultural
love
foods
raisins.
that include them. You just
Listen,
hate them.
all of the foods that I reject because you added raisins, they're all yours. You can enjoy them even
It
harder because
reminds
I'm not
me-
going to fight you for them.
It reminds me of the bean soup. What if I don't like beans? Then don't make the soup.
Don't make the soup.
Okay, so this episode is going to quickly turn into Hills Will Die On and Tori's Curiosities because welcome to my brain. This is what we're doing here. Okay, we're going to go from round blueberry voice to this moment here. Okay. Are condiments food or food product? Because I think about this a lot because it's something you can consume, which makes it food, but you wouldn't like eat a bowl of mayonnaise. You might dip all of your food in the bowl of mayonnaise.
Yes.
But like,
Listen, so I think I think for me, and keep in mind, we did not prep this at all. So this is just thoughts falling out of me in real time.
You're just getting like literally just train of thought because the things we're talking about are things I've thought too hard about. So
Look, my next book is called Thinky Thoughts for a reason. All right. So I feel like, yes, they could be considered food because, and stay with me, because again, the way Tori's brain works and the way my brain works, in case of a zombie apocalypse, could you get substantial nutritional benefit from eating a jar of mayonnaise you found? You could. Assuming it had not spoiled, assuming that it was
maybe, but because mayonnaise is probably a little bit more nutritionally sound than say like barbecue sauce or ketchup. You're not in the zombie apocalypse. Like, you're not going to be able to survive off of the pallet of ketchup you found. It could give you a little bit of energy to go find, like, food that would.
Correct. But I still feel like when you're down to eating the crickets and the roaches, the ketchup is going to make that way better in the zombie apocalypse
But you're still
situation.
putting it on your roach to eat.
I
You're
know,
not...
but it's still food.
Okay, if you were in a zombie apocalypse... Which condiment?
This episode is insane.
Which condiment would you live on if you could only have one? What is your condiment? You only get one.
Listen, my white lady is going to show so hard, but it is definitely mayonnaise. I'm taking the mayonnaise with me.
Same, but what brand?
Duke's.
Kraft.
No.
Duke's?
No.
No. Okay, so to all our listeners, if you were in a zombie apocalypse, I don't even know what this
episode is anymore.
You can only eat. It's
This was my
childproof.
idea. What have I done?
You can let me finish my question. Okay, all of our listeners, we want to hear from you. If you were in a zombie apocalypse, what condiment would you live off of if you could only have one? Email us childproofmail@gmail.com.
Don't cut that. Just while you're trying to get that part out, just let them watch me die.
On mute.
On mute.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in food territory. Let's go ahead and...
I have a hill to die on for food territory.
Are we? Okay.
Okay.
I'm crying. Like...
I'd be crying in the zombie apocalypse too. So,
Okay.
So my hill that I will die on is that American cheese only
No.
it only belongs in some places, and it is on cheeseburgers and cheese sauces. Like if you are making a cheese sauce, the American cheese will always make it better. It always improves the texture. Just a couple slices.
No,
Yes.
it's not. Listen, we already discussed our condiments food. There are certain things that human beings willingly ingest that are categorically not food. Whatever the hell is it, a Slim Jim? That's not food. I will eat a Slim Jim.
I don't
But it's
like
not
Slim
food.
Jims. Because it's like they're soft on the inside, but
yes,
they're
that's the best part. They're
like
snappy and they're soft, and then there's that weird orange goo that comes out if you squish it.
Do we need to go back to the pink meat from last week?
So Slim Jims are not food, but I will enjoy them. I don't know what they do to corn nuts, but I'm pretty sure that's not.
Wait, totally derailing. Last week you told us you would give us an update, so because we have a bet.
I know. Like, we got to get to the end.
Well, I'm bringing it up now because we're both going to forget.
Okay, so no, wait to finish the American cheese.
Okay.
You're trying to prevent me from like disagreeing with you.
I'm not trying to prevent you. Like, you
I
can
call
be
foul.
wrong
Is
as
there like a
loudly as you
foul?
want.
There's a foul in this.
So
So
I might have a button. Let me. Nope, that's not the one.
American cheese is not food. American cheese was born from government cheese. So we're going back to cheese caves.
We're going to end up in the cheese caves
We're
again.
going back to cheese caves.
It is technically a cheese product.
It's not food.
It's food.
I'm not saying. Here's the thing. I have one acceptable use for American cheese,
Okay.
and that's grilled cheese.
Yeah.
There is no way to make a better grilled cheese than with American cheese.
Yeah, you can add
yes, you can
cheeses
make
with
the
it.
bougie kind.
Yeah, you can add cheeses
the
with it,
provolone and the
but-
cheddar. But the superior grilled cheese
Listen.
is mayonnaise and American cheese, not butter.
In
mayonnaise.
the zombie apocalypse, I'll eat the mayonnaise on my American cheese. Okay. And the thing is that I won't
With
just
your Twinkies and crickets.
I won't eat American cheese like on its own. Like I will eat other cheeses just to eat the cheese.
Yeah.
I don't, because I'm going to do the thing where I explain to you how I experience something. Okay. Because when you eat
Round blueberry
American
sounding, got it?
cheese, it makes the back of your tongue feel pointy.
At no point did I know where that sentence was going.
I didn't either. I'm trying to find a way to articulate this to you. But it's like a squeeze, and it's not a good squeeze. And it's in the back of your tongue, and it's like, it's not a tang. It doesn't have that much flavor, but it's just,
It's
and
American.
the texture is
Obviously. It's redundant. Go ahead.
it's just, the texture is a little off, and it's too it's like
little
gummy.
off.
It's gummy, but that works really great on a cheeseburger, grilled cheese,
No.
or if you have a cheese sauce.
Only a
And,
grilled
like,
cheese. And
you-
the
now,
fact that you
it's-
add it to cheese sauce is horrifying to me.
But I make incredible cheese sauces, and you just add a slice or two.
No.
Yeah,
American cheese is not food, and it does not deserve to exist except to make grilled cheese. That's it. That's it. Okay. Hill that I know is a tremendously debated one.
yeah,
Are you Tory Phantom?
yes.
Team pancake or team waffle?
When we do breakfast for dinner, I make both.
Okay, but if you could only pick one.
Pancake.
Okay, good choice. Pancakes are superior to waffles. I understand the syrup wells. But if you need a syrup well to make it taste better, you have done it wrong.
I don't like syrup. I miss my rat syrup, but I
Hit the trauma button. Hit the damn trauma button.
Trauma dump.
The rats ruined breakfast food. Damn it.
we lost maple and syrup. No, I like pancakes
You
more,
lost maple syrup.
but Pancake's still alive. So for now, he's getting old. But I like pancakes more because with waffles, you could put all the toppings on them. But for pancakes, there is more things you could do with the batter itself that
Yeah.
doesn't always translate to the waffle iron.
Pancake pans are easier to clean than waffle makers, and that's like 90% of my hill.
Yeah, no,
is that
I
it's
agree.
just easier.
That is
to make
literally,
pancakes.
I will hand knead dough for 10 minutes
Yeah.
because I don't want a mixer. I hate appliances because they're so big and clunky, and I don't like cleaning them. I would
Yeah, no, I
rather
don't-
inconvenience myself to do it by hand.
My KitchenAid is easy enough to clean, so I do use the KitchenAid, and I have a large enough kitchen space that I can facilitate the KitchenAid. But no, I agree. I will make dinners based on how many pans I don't have to use. If you ask me to get out more than 2 pans, I'm not making it the way you told me to make it. No.
Yeah. If I can one pot meal it, that's
If I can one pot meal, even if it means like putting it in the bowl that I'll later be serving out of, or
Yeah.
like giving the kids their just the bowl that my kids will eat the taco out of will hold the taco meat while I also saute up the beans and the vegetables after I've cooked the meat, because fuck using 2 pans. And yes, I said that curse word on purpose.
That's fine. You did better. I think last week I only there was only like 2 F-bombs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew about one.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week I did promise a crystal ball prediction. I said that because my eldest daughter had prom, and then she also wanted to get up and go do a thing that morning with her friend, and then we also had Easter brunch. I expected that she was going to be in full shutdown mode, and that she was really going to struggle. No, she did fine. She was exhausted by the end of the day. We got home, we finished doing all the stuff, and she crashed. I did not see her until the following day, but she made it through decorating. She made it through getting ready. She enjoyed prom. She went after prom. She had a fantastic time. She woke up. She got her friend where her friend needed to go. She made it to Easter brunch. She helped hide the eggs. She helped the kids hunt the eggs because we've got littles in the family. So she's like toddling around with a little one going, there it is. And it did great. Crashed out the end of the day, but was absolutely brilliant. So
You know what that means, right?
what'd that mean? What
That
did I
means
promise I would do?
that I was right. And also, I get to talk about a special interest for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes. Are we going to do this episode, or would you like to take a little bit of time to prepare this information?
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a tricky question.
Because we're getting close to the end of the timer.
That's true. So we're gonna have a new poll. Would you all like to hear me talk at Gwenna about?
I have to perform active listening through this, by the way.
And because I think we should hold it because one of the hills I'm about to die on already has to do with a special interest. So
This feels like cheating.
it's not cheating.
It
It's
is
not cheating. So our listeners, let us know if you would rather listen to me talk at Gwenna about Rent or the American Revolution.
So
or the
email us
Beatles.
at-
I could also info dump at you about the Beatles, honestly.
Okay, so your 3 options, and we will put this over on our individual Instagrams as well. We'll
Yep,
put it up
and
as a
it'll be
story.
on Spotify as a poll as well.
Yeah. So do you want me to have to active listen about Rent, the American Revolution, or the Beatles, the band? Not the bugs that you might have to eat during the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
With
so
mayonnaise.
my next hill is going to be about the American Revolution.
I'm just going to sit back because I don't think I have. I'm in the flatlands. I'm in the Nebraska of this. I don't have any hills here.
So my hill is that we are only taught half truths, which I think a lot of people know.
That's not a hill.
No, but it's so sometimes for no reason. Like it doesn't make anyone look better. They're just like, this is what you're gonna know. Like, right? Like, think Paul Revere's Ride. The British are coming. Why would they say the
We
British
just had an
were coming?
anniversary as we recorded this not too long ago.
They were British. They like the colonists were British. They wouldn't say the British were coming. They said the regulars are coming. Why did they switch that? That is okay. And then you talk about Washington crossing the Delaware. There's this glorious image, this glorious painting. They didn't even have shoes. No one was standing. That river was filled with ice. This was a huge risk they were taking. It wasn't glorious. They were freezing. Hypothermic. It's like he still did the thing. He still did a great job. Why are we pretending it was glorious? And so that's the hill, is that all, like, the majority of people walking around have an entirely accurate, adjacent
Experience.
knowledge on the things that happen.
Yeah, that's true of most history.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to lean, without turning this into a territory that we promised to avoid. I'm beginning to believe that's true of most modern journalism. The words I just read were truth adjacent. I don't think we were all the way there in truth territory.
And I mean, we know about bias and stuff. It's
Sure,
just,
absolutely. But this is different. I feel like
Yeah.
you're purposefully leaving out a really important sentence that would provide greater context for this.
No, it's the clickbaitiness now.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the thing back then is that, like, shortly after the founding fathers generation, they were like really nostalgic for it, and they were celebrating it, and so they just started like writing stories about them, no one had to be accurate.
I have a hill.
What's
I should not be surprised that I have a hill. I did study history in college. Like that's what I went to school for. No, I have a hill. So we talk a lot about misinformation and disinformation, and those are important conversations to have, right? And we look at our current news media cycle, and they're like, oh my gosh, there's so much misinformation. This group is lying. I need you to know this is the best, most truthful amount of media we have ever had. Read some headlines from the 17th and 18th century. Oh my gosh, they were cruel to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely slanderous. The founding fathers were among the worst. Thomas Jefferson was a catty little beep.
Oh, yeah. Hamilton started a newspaper just so he could talk crap
Just so he
about
could talk
like
crap
literally, yeah.
about his friends, by the way.
Mm-hmm. He started a whole
So-
newspaper just to, yeah.
Just to run his mouth. So yes, when we talk about misinformation and disinformation, those are very important
To
conversations
be
to
clear,
have.
I feel like we need to add the context here. You also still hate what's happening. You're just comparing it.
Yes. Yes.
No,
I
there's still a
don't.
whole bunch of misinformation and disinformation. It's just historically we are somehow in a better place with it.
Yeah.
What is
No,
that?
It's still not okay.
Yeah.
But it's better. Like I'll give
we
us
need
this.
to
We
get
got a
way
little
better. There's so much more. It's like we crawled a little bit. We could have run. But we took half a step and went, good enough.
You know how like so and so walked so you could run. So and so in our American history crawled, and we're still
crawling. We're still crawling.
We haven't actually
Yeah.
like. In fact, there have been times through history where we actually just went back to belly crawling. You know how
Yeah.
babies will
Yeah.
do the belly crawl. Yeah.
Yeah, could have walked, but just sat down instead. Just
Sat
stopped
down,
moving.
butt scooted. We're butt scooting through history at this point.
We are.
Okay, my final hill. It's a dual hill.
Okay, I have one last hill too that is totally random, but I just need to talk about it. So go ahead.
Okay, you go with your hill first.
Okay, light red isn't a color.
Isn't it pink?
No, that's not pink.
But if you
take-
add white to red, you get pink.
No, you don't.
Therefore, pink is light red.
That's
Yes, you
not
do.
pink. No, that's no.
What do you
I
get
need
then?
you
It's
need
light
to go
red or
into
pink.
your
There's your
craft.
options.
You go into your craft stuff. You take some red paint and you add some white to it.
Yeah.
That's not a true pink. It's sometimes depending on what shade of red you're using, but it's not because here's the thing: if you go dark red, like you're getting into like maroons and burgundies and
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, but when you go light red, it's not an appealing color, and it's because it's like light red just looks.
Our email box is going to be full of people so mad at us for these hills.
Yeah. And
The color
connected,
theory kids are coming.
connected to that, and all of the artist people already know this, but your primary colors are not red, yellow, and blue.
This is a hill that I live on. It's cyan, magenta, and yellow.
Yeah, yellow is
Those are your
yellow
primary colors.
is the only one that's in both. And
Correct.
if you want to make purple, do not mix red and blue. You have to mix your bluest red and your reddest blue. You mix turquoise and pink, you'll get a beautiful purple. Things
That
I
was our
learned from
timer.
painting my mural. No, I want to hear your hill. I don't care about
No,
the
it's
timer.
okay.
Tell me your hill. Tell me your hill right now. I'm not going to stop recording this episode till I know your last hill.
So this we're going to close on this bombshell. Tori,
Yeah.
because we're out of timer, you can't actually argue any of these spots. You did this. You did this.
Okay, all right.
A hot dog is a sandwich and a Pop-Tart is a ravioli. I said what I said. Thank you so much for listening to Childproof. We want to hear from you. Email us at the place you email us, which is childproof at
Childproofmail@gmail.com so we can all tell Gwenna that she was wrong, but not me, because I'm not allowed to argue. And be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications on YouTube at Childproof Podcast. Also over on Spotify. Give us a follow wherever you are.
Whether you listen to us on Spotify, Apple, or any of the streaming services, we need the ratings. We need the reviews, and we need you to share us. Even if you don't actually copy that, clicking that little link button helps a bunch.
Yep. And grab Gwenna's new book, The Soul's Guide to the After Death, linked in the show description.
And remember, sometimes our kids are assholes.
And sometimes it's us.
A hot dog is definitely a sandwich.
You're wrong.
It is, and a
It's not.
Pop-Tart is
It's more like a
ravioli.
taco.
No, a taco is a completely different thing because it's not even...